So students, in last lecture we have to we already explained the detailed introduction of unit number 1, means what are the content in unit number 1. So from that particular unit number 1, the first topic is algorithm. What is algorithm? So students, you will very well know in the previous years what is meant by algorithm. Students, algorithm is a set of rules or set of sequence. Set of rules or set of sequence or set of steps which will be used to solve numerous computational problems. We have to solve number of optimization problems. We also solve large problems. So there are various types of definitions of algorithm. If we refer the first definition, it is a set of rules for carrying out calculations by hand or by a machine. Means when you have to perform any type of calculations, when you have to solve any type of mathematical problem, when we have to solve any real world problem, at that time we have to write number of steps. And for that specific steps, we have to require set of inputs, and by taking that set of inputs, we produces, by using algorithm, we produces that set of inputs into the output. Means the set of input transforms into output. That is what the algorithm. So for that purpose, we have to require computational steps, and that computational steps are used to transform input into output. Friends, this is the next definition or the next specific important point on that algorithm. So algorithm is a sequence of operations performed on data or database to produce final output. That particular sequence of operations performed on data. Data means what? Input. After performing that set of operations or sequence of operations on the data that have some order, and that order performs each and every step of algorithm in a sequence and produces its output. That is the very simple definition of algorithm. So that data is managed in number of data structures. For example, you have to see number of data structures. The next sequence of steps to solve a real world problem as well as mathematical problem. Students, if you execute or implement a problem or a program for factorial or Fibonacci, at that time what you have to decide? You have to decide to write algorithm. So factorial as well as Fibonacci and number of graphical problems, or for example you have to take the example of navigation problem or navigation from one place to another place, from source to destination. At that time we also require algorithm. So here in that specific unit number 1, we use Dijkstra algorithm, which will find the shortest path. If any student go from Dhule to Pune, they have number of ways to go from Dhule to Pune. So any student, for example, one student refer the path, for example, from Dhule to Malegaon to Nasik, and after that they have to go Pune. But another student refer, they have to go Malegaon, after that Shirdi, then next Nagar, and lastly that will be goes to the Pune. These are the different types of paths. So from that different type of paths, we select the shortest path. And for selecting the shortest path, we require different types of algorithms. So students, when you decide, for example, if you organize a trip, and that trip have, suppose from one source to another destination, at that time you have to use Google Map, and from that Google Map you find the shortest path. So for that purpose we use algorithm. So algorithm is a set of sequential steps or procedure to calculate or to solve real-time mathematical as well as different types of problems. That particular concept is called as algorithm. So friends, this is our next topic. In that topic we have to see what are the properties of algorithm. There are 5 different types of properties. First one is finiteness, second one is absence of ambiguity, means unambiguous. After that, definition of sequence, then next input and output, and last one is feasibility. So what are that 5 properties of algorithm? So first one is finiteness. Students, when we have to define algorithm, the steps in the algorithm are always finite, and that will be gives the finite output. So in that particular finiteness, algorithm must be complete after a finite number of instructions have been executed. Means when we have to write the algorithm at that time we have to define finite number of steps, and that finite number of steps produces the output. That's it. Next one is absence of ambiguity. So friends, you know, algorithm is a step-by-step execution of program, means sequence of steps, and each and every step in the algorithm must have clear and unique. It doesn't ambiguous, means it does not repeat it or it does not duplicate. That's it. After that, definition of sequence. We have to define the algorithm or steps that will be always definite. And last one is input and output. Friends, when we perform any algorithm or when we have to implement any program, at that time we require input, data as an input. There are one or more than one inputs we require, and after that, from that one and multiple inputs, after execution of that particular inputs, the program produces the output. So here the input is always clear as well as the output or final output is always clear. That is the 4th property of algorithm. And last one is feasibility. What is meant by feasibility? Friends, it must be possible to perform each instruction. Those instructions you define by using algorithm, or in the algorithm each and every sequence of instruction or the instruction that will be possibility or possible to perform and execute. That's it. These are the 5 properties of algorithm. As we discussed in the previous, what is input as well as what is output. So friends, algorithm always takes one or more than one input, means the input as a data or the input. For example, when you have to execute or write down the program or algorithm for addition of two numbers, at that time we define a and b, and the last c. These are the three variables. At that time, if we have to take a as 1 and b as 2, after that 1 plus 2, that is 3. This is what the algorithm. So for that purpose we have to require two inputs. We process on that particular input and produces the result in the form of 3. That's it. So that is what the output, and that is nothing but the input. That's it. So each and every these are the characteristics of algorithm. So first characteristics is what? Each and every algorithm requires one or more than one input. So that is the first characteristics. Second one is that particular algorithm produces one or multiple outputs. This is the second characteristics. Definiteness. This is the third one. So what is meant by definiteness? Students, when you have to define set of instructions, or set of instruction is what? Set of instruction means algorithm. That instructions must be clear. That instructions must be clear. It is not ambiguous. It is not repeated. It always clear and unambiguous. That instruction or the state is always clear and unambiguous. That is called as definiteness. Means the algorithm have a definiteness characteristics. Next one is effectiveness. Each and every operation in the algorithm, or each and every computational operation in the algorithm produces effective result. Means for that purpose we have to define effective sequence of steps, or effective states, or effective instruction. So that produces the effectiveness characteristics or effectiveness of that algorithm, and because of that will increase the performance of the algorithm. After that, termination. At each and every output, after execution of input, or after computational or execution over the input that produces the output, after each and every output up to the final output, that set of steps or that algorithm must be terminated before program terminates. That's it. So these are the 5 characteristics of algorithm. So that particular 5 characteristics are important when we have to perform number of programs, when we have to execute our suppose we have to implement software. At that time we have to collect number of programs, and for that number of programs we have to require number of algorithms, and by using that particular algorithms we have to increase our computational capacity. So here these 5 characteristics increases the performance of our program. It reduces the time required to execute the program. It also used to reduce the space required for the specific program. So friends, up to that lecture or up to that particular topic, we studied what is algorithm. Algorithm is a set of or a sequence of steps to execute to produces real world output to the real world problem. We have to perform lots of, or we have to solve lots of mathematical problem, computational problem, optimization problem. After that, we also seen properties of algorithm. There are 5 properties of algorithm. In last, we see 5 properties of algorithm. First one is finiteness. Means finiteness means the number of instructions that must be finite in the algorithm. After that, absence of ambiguity means what each and every steps in the algorithm is ambiguous, not unambiguous means it does not repeat it again and again. Okay. The next one is definition of sequence. Each and every steps must be clear. Okay. So it does not affect another step, and we also define the output of first step. On that particular output of the first step, the next step is depend. So each and every step is correlated to each other. That's why definiteness is very important. And then definition of sequence is very important. Then next, input and output. Each and every algorithm requires input and produces the output. So for that purpose, we have to require a single as well as multiple inputs and produces single as well as multiple outputs. And last property of the algorithm is what? Feasibility. Each and every sequence is executed feasibly. Okay. So for that purpose, these are the properties of algorithm. Then next, we discuss in that specific lecture also discuss characteristics of algorithm. There are the 5 different types of characteristics. Students, the next topic is algorithm design techniques. In that specific lecture, we have to see there are 5 to 6 different types of algorithm design techniques. Here we have to see the first one is divide and conquer. Divide and conquer algorithm design technique. What is the divide and conquer algorithm design technique? Friends, if anyone gives you the large problem, that large problem do not solve in a one step. So what we have to do? We have to divide that large problem into number of sub problems, and we have to execute that sub problems individually and produces the output. Means the output of the sub problem 1, output of the sub problem 2, and output of the sub problem 3. And after that, we have to combine that outputs and produces final output. That is divide and conquer algorithm. It is very easy to perform. It will be executed. It will be always executed on large or bulk problem. So what we have to perform in that divide and conquer algorithm? We have to perform that divide and conquer algorithm by using 3 steps. First one is we have to divide large problem into sub problems. After that, after dividing that sub problems, we have to solve each and every sub problem individually and produces individual outputs. After getting individual outputs of the individual sub problems, we combine that individual outputs of that problem and produces the final output. So friends, we combine the output. That is what? That is divide and conquer technique. That's it. So this is the first technique of algorithm design. After that, we take here or we see the details of greedy algorithm. This is also the second technique, and by using that second technique, we also solve number of algorithms. So before explain that greedy approach, the example of the divide and conquer is we have to see in the next lecture, that is in next unit, merge sort. The next one is quick sort, etc., etc. There are lots of sorting techniques. Those are solved by using that divide and conquer technique algorithm or algorithm technique. So here we have to see the second approach or second algorithm technique, that is greedy technique or greedy approach or greedy algorithm. What we have to do in that greedy algorithm? Friends, in that greedy algorithm, it might be seek to optimize the function or the problem by making number of choices, and from that choices we have to select choice, a specific choice, and produces a result or a solution. But students, it does not provide us best solution. It generally produces good solution or the optimal solution. That is not the better solution or not the best solution. That greedy approach provides only the good solution. That good solution is match with or approximate to final solution, but it is not final solution. So that particular approach is called as greedy algorithm. I mean, it does not specify the solution which is, or it does not guarantees that that solution is the optimal solution. So that approach is called as greedy approach. We studied that greedy algorithm or greedy approach in unit number 3. We have to solve number of problems by using that greedy approach.